subscribe to this channel, 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 subscribe to this channel. Welcome to Anyone Can Cook. Thanks for not joining me in my kitchen. Today we are in the office and we're going to be doing a review episode on all of the autumn recipes that we made this past season. I'm going to be rating them from worst to best, starting with number 9, which, oh boy, okay. Coming at number 9 is the, lo and behold, Harvest Berry Sunset Pud, which there's way too much to say about this recipe, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. So the biggest problem that we had was the white bread. The white bread is so... The white bread is really gross. I don't want to say gross, but like gross on the second day especially. So the first day it was fine, but the second day it starts getting a little soggy and wet and it just doesn't really taste good, so you'd have to remove it anyways. But that's like a third of the whole, so it kind of just doesn't make sense. The filling was really good. The jam raspberry blackberry jam was delicious. It would go perfect with any kind of cake. I think that personally I don't like honey, so I would just take out the honey and just flavor it with regular sugar. But because the filling was good, it made the whole sunset pud taste good. The white bread doesn't survive until day 2.
It was bearable.
Yeah. Kind of. It would work a lot better as a trifle, in my opinion. Layering like yellow cake with whipped cream and that jam up into a trifle bowl, which you can buy for like 20 bucks at any store, it would work much better because you don't have to worry about really cutting into it. Since a trifle bowl, you just scoop and serve. And it already looks like a mess, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say on that one. Coming at number 8 is Bell Ringer's Reward, which to me it's just a very simple recipe. It's just baked potatoes and baked parsnips and baked rutabagas. It's not a dish that can stand on its own. It's just a side dish, which isn't bad. Like, loved out to the side dishes. I'm looking at you, green bean casserole, but that stuff is good. Watch at Thanksgiving. I will make it. It's so good. Okay.
I'm just offended. Green bean casserole is the main dish. Like, straight up, get out the way.
You're right. Okay, I'll leave. So, it's so simple that it wasn't really exciting, because we just salted and peppered it. The flavor wasn't really all that exciting either. What I would do to improve it would be to flavor it with more than just salt and pepper. I would add in some oregano, some paprika, some red pepper chili flakes if you like. So I think that like the parsnips and the rutabaga would go really well with like a spice, a kick to it, because their own flavor is very mellow. Mellow yellow. So yeah, that's basically what I would do to that one. Coming in number 7 is the October Ale, which was a huge hit with my family. Everyone loved it. It tastes really good, both like room temperature and with ice. So it's a great summer drink, I think, because the ice is cooling but the ginger is warming, so it's kind of like a fight till whoever makes it into the stomach first. I personally don't like ginger, so I thought that there was way too much ginger in the drink, but on its own the flavor was really good. The balance between the grape juice and the ginger beer was pretty much to a T. It makes a really great drink that you can make in big quantities for like a punch to serve, in parties and whatever. Not like I get invited to those anyways. It makes a great drink, okay? Let's move on. Coming in number 6 is Haversack Crumble. So this recipe was pretty good, just as it was. The flavor was nice. The crumble on top that we sprinkled on top was really good. there's way too many blueberries in this crumble. When I think of crumble, I think of blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, even like gooseberries, you know, just all the mountain berries in one with a giant crust on top, like not even like not this, but like this, yeah, like this big, of cinnamon and sugar and butter. It wasn't satisfactory, you know, it's like there's way too many blueberries. It also goes bad really quickly because the juices from the fruit, it gathers at the bottom. And especially if you don't refrigerate it, then they just sit there and then they can actually start molding by like the 4th or 5th day. If you don't finish it within the 1st or 2nd day, it's best to just, I guess, throw it out, which is a waste because, you know, blueberry crumble and stuff. I think it would work much better in ramekins as like single serve, a great like slumber party.
Not like you get invited to those anyways.
I don't get invited to those anyways. Make a great like, you know, small group gathering kind of dessert with some ice cream on top. Okay.
I have a girl's opinion. I actually really like this.
Here we go.
I'm gonna say it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I actually really like the crumble. I think I ate 3/4 of it before it went bad. But I think the going bad was really because of those juices. I noticed that it was just super juicy. So if you had an even layer of blueberries and crumble on top, it would have been like this.
Yep.
Like this.
Okay, coming in number 5 is Dippin Delight, which we actually did about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's a very recent recipe, but the caramel, it tasted good, okay? Like it was a good tasting recipe. The biggest problem was just the size of the pieces and like the thickness. It was really hard to chew and get through. So what we decided that would be better if we were to make it again is to flatten it and even divide the recipe between multiple cookie sheets to make it more like a brittle. Really thin, really crispy, something that you can package up really neatly as a gift. It would make a perfect Christmas gift, which I do get invited to. Christmas, that is. I'm the queen of Christmas where I am right now. Do you see these pillows? They've been up since last year. Okay, sorry. Wow, when Christmas joins the conversation.
Oh, that was a tangent.
Sorry. The caramel itself was really good. We would omit the pretzels as well because the caramel seems to seep into the little air pockets of the pretzels and it ends up making a giant, what is that? Giant sugar lump in the caramel, which makes it even harder to chew. Choo choo. Other than that, it was really great. That's why it's number 5.
It was really good. I liked that one.
I didn't eat any of it though. So.
I did. I ate all of it.
Yes, you did. Coming in number 4 are the Golden Hill pears that we paired. Oh man, with the blondies, which wasn't a Redwall recipe at all. So for this review, we're only going to be focusing on the pears. Blondies are great. We don't need to review those. The pears themselves were really good. The flavor was nice. I would add a little bit more to them, like cinnamon and nutmeg and pumpkin spice and cinnamon. Just truckloads of that. The caramel was nice. The flavor of the pears were nice. They do well on the 2nd day. The 1st day was really great. Refrigerating them overnight, taking them out into the microwave again, you know, just it works. They were gone by the 2nd day anyway, so we didn't know if they would last longer. But because they're just pears, you need to add it with something. That's why we decided to make the blondies, so that the pears wouldn't just be pears, you know? Like, who just eats pears? I don't even like pears. Coming at number 3 is the Loam Hedge nut bread, which this bread was really good. The flavor was awesome. It went beautifully with turkey. It would go really well on like a cheese board, I think, even. The only things that we would change with the nut bread is the size or the thickness of it was kind of just weird. So what we would do is that we would flatten it as much as we could, so that when it bakes, it becomes like a cracker kind of thing. That would go really well to make like your own mini Lunchables. See, this is where you want to use Lunchables. Mini Lunchables. You could add the cheese, you could add the ham, like whatever you like. The second thing that we would change is adding the pecans on top. Kind of doesn't make sense. There's pecans already in the bread, so like they just fall off anyways, even if you press them in. If you want to take the dough and whole pecans and kind of like mix them through so you get a bigger crunch, then you could totally do that. But personally, I would just omit the pecans on top completely. Coming at number 2 are the famous autumn oat favorites. These cookies were a hit with my family, even though I burnt them just a tiny... Sorry, that's my cat. I burnt them a little bit, but you know, that's an easy fix. Just take them out of the oven sooner. They were really good. The flavor was awesome. Who doesn't like caramel? Who doesn't like cookies? I like cookies. That's something I do like. So yeah, just don't burn them and they'll be fine. And finally, last but not least, the number 1 recipe of the autumn section in the Redwall Cookbook is the Mole's favorite deeper than ever turnip and tater and beetroot pie.
That's a mouthful.
Right? Oh, it was so good. Like, this could stand on its own as its own main dish. Like, this is so good. It was flavorful. The cheese on top, like, who doesn't like cheese? The flavor was nice. The cheese on top was great. It goes, well, perfect with salads of all sorts. So it definitely be, like, a meal on its own. It keeps well. It doesn't go bad quickly. So, you know, you could stretch it out for a few days. I don't know why you would, because it's so good. You want to finish it.
It pretty much disappeared within...
Yeah, like the same day it was gone. I made it twice and it was gone first day both times. So that's why it's the number 1. It was the one everybody loved the most. It was really good. I loved it. Oh, who doesn't like cheese? I hope you enjoyed season 1, which was the Redwall Cookbook. Thanks so much for joining me in my kitchen. Not today, but the season. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen. I really appreciated all the comments that I got, even though there were just a few. I hope you come back and join me for season 2, where we will be going through a cookbook. But it's like one of my favorites, so I'm not gonna say which one it is just yet. But it's really good. I kind of gave a hint to what cookbook it's going to be in the most recent episodes. If you want to go back and check, then you definitely can. If you liked today's episode, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the bell so that you don't miss the next episode of season 2. Comment down below to tell me what you thought of today's episode and of season 1. And as always, bon appetit.